Hello guys, Rangarajan here. Welcome to my video review of Assassin's Creed Syndicate in PS4. So it's another year, another Assassin's Creed game is there. I was kind of a big Assassin's Creed fanboy until they released Unity. I really hated that game, and I'm sure that many of you felt the same. So I was kind of having my last hope for this game, and there are a few reasons for that. Some of them being Ubisoft Quebec developing this and they're stripping the multiplayer part completely out of the game. That kind of make me have a small hope for this game, and let's see in my review if the game held up to that hope and generally how the game is. So first up, as usual, graphics. From the first look of the game, I'm sure that all of you will feel that this is nothing like Unity. Unity was bad, but one thing it was good is the graphics. The graphics was pretty awesome there. The Paris was really great. I really liked. That was the only thing that I liked in Unity. But here in the first look, the graphics is not as much as Unity. But on the other hand, they have crafted London really, really well. This game is set in 1868 Industrial Revolution London, and everything really looks gorgeous, right from the steam engines, the trains, the Thames River, all the six boroughs of London, the carriages, the gas lamps, and every small detail is really gorgeous here. And in the each borough has a very unique look to them, like the rich Westminster really feels different from the poor Lambert or the Whitechapel. That's one of the biggest plus point of the game. While I was just going through the game, and I would always just stop and admire the stuff around me. It was really a great plus point for the game. Next, let's talk about the animations. Come on, guys, it's an Assassin's Creed game, so I didn't expect the animations to be any better than the previous games. Although they have made the main character animations and parkour a little smoother, I really liked that, and it was one of the good things because one of the stuff that I love in Assassin's Creed game is just running around, climbing stuff, and doing stuff. So since they made the parkour smoother, it was really good playing with it. And other than that, the side character animations, crowd stuff, and everything, just I didn't care about them. Next, the biggest irritating part of the game, one of the biggest irritating part of the game is the character models. I really didn't know that Ubisoft was this much lazy. For the enemies, they kind of have five character models repeated throughout the game. Yes, throughout the game with the same clothes. No change in clothes also. Yes, guys, that's true. And you kind of beat up thousands of enemies here, and yes, and every time you beat up the same enemy. That's kind of one of the biggest disappointing stuff for me, and I was very irritated by it. Next, let's talk about the sound, music, and voice acting. So, the music actually is this time is composed by the person who did for Journey. I don't remember his name though. It's really good. There are some mild flute sounds here and there, and there are some unique sounds when you climb the viewpoints and synchronize. That's all. Other than that, there is nothing exceptional about the music to talk. And the sound also, there is nothing special worth mentioning. The crowd banter, ambient sound, everything is kind of okay. I stopped caring about them at a point. Then the voice acting of the main characters, that is Jacob and Evie, is really good here. Each have their own kind of speaking. Then I really like the physical banter between them. It was really good to be hearing their talking during the missions. Yeah, that's okay. That was kind of a good stuff in the game. Next up, let's talk about the characters and story. As many of you would know, this time you kind of play around with two characters. They are switchable anytime during the free roam. You play as Jacob and Evie Fry. They are twins. Each character kind of have their own unique play style, their voices, their animations, and everything. That kind of add a fresh perspective to the game. That was also okay addition to the game. Other than that, there are many supporting famous personalities like Charles Darwin, Charles Dickens, Karl Marx, Victoria. They are kind of okay. They have add some interesting variety to the game. I really like doing the side missions. Other than that, there are not so much interesting characters in the story. Next, about the story, I don't want to spoil anything here, but it's kind of the same usual story here. Find a piece of Eden in the ancestors' memories and find them in the real world. That's all. There are some interesting minor plot points here and there, but nothing is kind of worth, and the story was overall an average stuff. Next up is the gameplay. There is really a lot to talk about it here, and let me first talk about the good points because they are less. So the first thing is the dynamic weather. It's really good and it kind of adds more ambience to the gorgeous London. The next thing are the minor additions like the rope launcher, the carriages. They are kind of good. The rope launches are really useful for traversal because the streets are wide and there are some really tall buildings here. Of course, you can choose to climb them manually. The rope launcher is not at all a must thing, but it kinds of feels fun to do. And yes, it's a ditto copy like that of Batman's grapple gun. And next about the carriages, they kind of have a arcade side of handling, nothing special to talk about them there. The next good point is the two switchable characters in the game. Each, as I told before, each have their own animations, the combat animations, running animations, then the finishers. The finishers are really good in the game in the combat. So you kind of can put more than one enemy to a stunned state and then finish them all at once. There are finishers like two people finishers, three, four, like that. Each have their own animations and they are really fun to see, and that was a good thing. Also, the combat is kind of good in the sense that it's more brawl kind of stuff. There are no swords here. There is only three types of weapons: the kukri, the brass knuckles, and the cane sword. Other than that, there is a pistol and the knife, which is everything is just standard Assassin's Creed stuff. They were kind of okay. The combat is also like very similar to Batman. Press one button to attack and hit another button to counter, but it's nothing like as it is in Batman. But it's kind of fun, when you are surrounded by a lot of enemies and chaining a flawless combo. It's always fun, And the next good stuff about the gameplay is the side missions that was given by Darwin and Dickens. They had some small stories to them. They are very really interesting, like ghost stories and stuff. I kind of had fun playing them. And the next best thing was the detective missions. I think that's only available in PS4 now, but I'm sure that they'll be coming to PC later. You team up with Arthur Conan Doyle and then do some detective missions like Sherlock style, interrogate people, find clues with your eagle vision stuff. I really love doing them. Next, let's talk about the bad stuff. Oh boy, there's so much to talk about here. So, during the first 7 to 8 hours, everything was really going good for me. I really love the variety in the gameplay, like the carriage races, fight clubs, the child liberation missions, territory capturing, etc., 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 etc. The collectibles, everything. I kind of love doing them. They each were kind of different, but then the game started to show its true colors. Everything is kind of tied to a leveling system, which has a great flaw in it. Let me talk to you about that in detail. So, you gain XP for everything that you do, right from collectibles to quests and missions. You get one skill point every 1000 XP. Then you get the skill point for both Jacob and Evie. Uh, doesn't matter which character you use. So you spend the skill point to assign to perks individually for Jacob and Evie, and these skills, and these skills only determine when you level up. For example, level 2 would require like 6 skill points to be spent, and then level 4 7 skill points like this. So the problem is that the more stuff you do, the more skill points you earn, and you won't believe it. The game's max level is 10, and I reached 10 just within 40% of the game. There are totally 9 sequences, I guess. I reached max level in in the fourth sequence. So after that, I felt completely overpowered. Each mission I kind of completed in 10 minutes. That's all. 10 minutes for a mission. Uh, that's some serious shit out there, and I really dislike the leveling system. That kind of takes away the uniqueness of each character. You would have thought that you can play Jacob in more kind of combat style and EV more kind of stealth style. That's so not like it. It may seem like that in the beginning, but as the game goes, I'm sure that you will not feel like that. That's one of the biggest flaw in the game. And next up is the gang. Jacob kind of runs a gang called the Rooks, and they're useless. That's all. Nothing more to talk about them. There are also the gang upgrades, but I never bothered to do them. As I said, the gang is useless. There, you can hire the gang members to combat with you, but why hire gang members when you are already in level 10? Come on. So, uh, the next thing, another one good thing that I forgot to mention is there is a helix glitch here to World War One. I'll not say anything about it, but it was really surprising to me and I loved it. So that's it, guys, for the review. Um, so to my final verdict, the game is really average. It kind of surely did not live to my hope. After a certain point of time, I felt like playing it just for the purpose that I bought it. Felt like a core, and I rushed towards the end. That's all. And in the ending, also the ending was also nothing special here. So overall, I don't think I will be playing any other Assassin's Creed game anymore. This was my last hope, as I said, and that's all, guys. I'm finished with this series. It's surely better than Unity, and it kind of has a more Assassin's Creed feel, but that doesn't mean the game is good. So would I recommend it for you to buy? I don't think so. You can get it in sale and just play for some time maybe, but if you are an AC fan like me and if you want to try it, I would recommend waiting for sale. And if you haven't played any Assassin's Creed series, please first go and play Assassin's Creed 2. uh, that's all, guys. Thanks for watching my review, and my final rating for this game will be 6.5 out of 10. Thanks again for watching my review. If you found my review helpful, like the video and subscribe to my channel for more gameplay videos and reviews. Thank you. Have a good day.